if you're skinny fat, it's not your genetics, and that's the good news. It's genuinely your approach. And the thing is, you look too soft to look lean, and you look too small to look muscular. You cut and you look worse, and you bulk and you look even way worse. And you may ask me, what do I even do? In this video, I'm literally going to be explaining every single thing you need to actually take yourself from looking skinny fat to in shape and confidence. So you know what time we on. No time wasted. Let's run it. Let's go. Let's go. Sub to the channel. Let's go. Honestly, I won't lie, I do understand your frustration because I know you're actually trying. Even the fact that you've clicked on this video, you are most likely you're going to the gym, you're eating better, you're eating cleaner, you're not eating the same way you probably used to, and you're putting in the effort. The only problem is that it almost feels like nothing is sticking and nothing is working. And that is exactly where most guys actually feel stuck and trapped. And I know, like, low key, in your fitness journey, you most likely look like this brother because you're trying every single thing you possibly can, but nothing seems like it's going to be changing. I'm going to explain exactly where the problem is. The thing is, you need to understand the truth. And the truth is that the problem you're experiencing right now is that you have low muscle mass and you have a higher body fat percentage. Both that combination doesn't work side by side. The reason being that, like, the low muscle mass is what actually makes your physique look flat, and the higher body fat percentage will also make your physique look not good and aesthetic. Now, the trap is if you fix one, you typically are going to ignore the other. If you say, oh, let me try and fix my muscle mass by bulking up, you know you're going to look even more fatter and you're going to increase your waist size. If you say, oh, you know what, let's drop our body fat, you're going to drop your body fat, you're going to even look smaller, and the fat is actually not going to go. And if you fix any one of these issues, as I said, you're going to experience being stuck in the same cycle. So you're going to be fixing one of the two. So the question now is, what do you actually do? Now, as I said, if you say you want to cut, you think, oh, I just need to lose this fat. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I don't like the way I look. Let me lose this fat first. The problem is that because there is actually barely any muscle underneath this physique, what you're going to be doing is you're not going to be revealing anything. So you're not going to cut and actually look aesthetic. And that's the problem. You're going to cut and you're going to look smaller. And that's typically the issue that I've seen when they're advising people who are skinny fat. They tell you, oh, you need to go on a cut first. But when you go on a cut, you're going to be smaller. So I feel like you're going to reinforce the fact that you look insecure and you now even look less confident because now you are smaller and you also still have even the fat and the physique that still makes you feel unconfident. So this is the exact reason why cutting would not work, specifically if you are skinny fat. Some of you guys now feel, okay, cool. If I cut, why go in a cut when I could just easily go in a bulk? No problem. I have low muscle mass. So the thing is, I need to just build more muscle under. And that's honestly a slightly even worse decision because when you actually go on a bulk and say you want a bulk, your waist is going to look thicker and your face is going to look puffier and you're going to feel even worse. And honestly, I know that that's not what you want, genuinely speaking, because it is not the same problem. Low key, I would even say it's even worse because now you have more of a gut, and not just only even more of a gut, you probably might be able to push more weight in the gym, but you don't look good. You most likely don't feel good either. You most likely are going to have to also be stuffing your face with a lot of food. And it really is the same issue. Now, the real fix really is you have to build muscle while keeping the fat underneath under control. You're going to be doing both of them, and this is genuinely called body recomposition. You've probably heard this a lot of times. And the thing is, it's not going to be extreme, it's not going to be aggressive, it's going to be this controlled. And you already know, like, this is genuinely what's going to change your physique for real. It's a little bit slower than cutting, and it's also a little bit slower than bulking. But honestly, this is genuinely what's going to get you the sexy and shape physique that you want. Because I know, the obvious, summer is coming. You need to get dialed in. So a body recomposition is genuinely what I would recommend for you. You already know how I like keeping things simple on this channel. We're going to be keeping the training simple. So your workouts just need a structure, not random exercises, not you chasing a pump. Because remember, we're trying to build muscle while keeping the fat under control. So we can easily do a push-pull legs. One thing I really preach a lot on this channel is understanding the 80-20% rule, where I give you every single thing you need for you to be imputing 20% for you to reap 80% of results. Because I'm a little bit more experienced, I can bypass you actually wasting your time. Your push day, you can keep it quite simple. I would say an incline press for your upper chest. We need that upper chest popping. Always, we need that upper chest popping. Then we can do an overhead for your shoulders. And I would say I didn't add things like lateral raises. So we need to hit, for your push day, we need to hit your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. So that would be your upper chest has to be popping with some inclines, an overhead press for your front delts. Then you need some side delt activation with your lateral raises. I would say a seated version or a cable version. All right, we can also do some triceps, and the tricep is going to be done by dips. You already know how I love my dips, because your triceps is 2/3 of your arm. Now we go to the pulling movements, and you don't even need to even stress because if you have a busy lifestyle, this would easily fit into your schedule. Or you can just do a full body, full body, full body. The reason why I would not recommend an entirety of full body is because you're going to be doing quite a lot in the gym. That's the only reason why. But going back to what I was saying, because I digressed, we're going to be doing a pull day. A pull day would involve your pull ups for your upper back activation, your rows. And I would say I'm not entirely a deadlift fan. This really is good for gain because of the compound movement, but I would just prefer back extensions and some biceps because some deadlifts, yo, that lower back, I don't really like playing with my lower back like that. So I'm not a fan of deadlifts. Then I would say then the next up would then be legs. Legs, we keep it simple and straight. You can be doing our squats. It could be Bulgarian split squats. It could just be a normal squats. Then we can do some lunges, put in our RDLs, and hit some calves. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it. While you're doing every single thing, a very important point to note is progressive overload. A very beautiful story that drives this home is the story of Milo of Curtin, where the person Milo was actually lifting a calf every single time. And the thing is, while the calf grew, Milo grew as well. So you need to try and progressively overload your muscles for them to actually grow. You can keep this two to three sets, pushing to failure. So I won't entirely give you a rep range recently because I would just recommend you push to failure. So let's say you think you can do 8, but at least let it be within the rep ranges of 7 to 10. But let's say you can do 8 and you think you're actually done. I'll tell you that you should push a little bit more because you probably have 2 to 3 more. And those 2 to 3 more reps is actually what enables your muscle grow because you're pushing your muscles. I had to say this. If your strength isn't going up, your body is not changing. You need that muscle dialed in. So for your nutrition, you don't need no perfect diet. What you need is consistency. So we need enough protein, 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you are 183 pounds, for instance, I am, you're going to be eating around 183 grams of protein. I typically just round it up and have 190 grams of protein. And at the lower end, you're going to be eating 130 grams of protein daily, non-negotiable. Simple meals you can repeat. We're going to be focusing on whole foods and simple meals you can easily just repeat over and over again. If cooking is a problem, we don't need no influencer type of meals. Please and thank you. Then the reason why I would say you need simple meals as well is because you're also going to be eating good meals. You can also control your cravings because the goal is not for me to bound you and to cage you in some diet. No, the goal is actually for you to have control. Keep it boring if that works for you. Keep it consistent. And honestly, that is genuinely what works. Making every single thing simple is the hack for beautiful results. Honestly, I'm not going to let you leave this video without understanding the genuine reason you're actually stuck. You've heard most likely every single thing I've told you here. It's not that you don't know what to do, most likely. You've heard do a body recomp or just probably eat and maintenance. You've probably heard a lot of all those things. The thing is, most likely you just aren't doing it long enough. And no plans work if you genuinely keep on restarting. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Unfortunately, that's the name of the game, really. And the guys who want to win, they genuinely just have to stay consistent. Find a way to stick to the plan. That's really it. Stick to the plan. Eat at maintenance calories. Like, I would say I also need to explain this a little bit. So go on calorie calculator, impute the necessary information. When you impute the necessary information, or you can go to TDE calculator. When you impute those information, it's gonna give you a number. When you have that number to maintain your weight, that number right there. Let's say you are 25 years old, you have moderate steps, you have a 200 pounds, and by the time you impute every single information correctly, it's gonna probably maybe give you 2K calories. The 2K calories would be to maintain your weight. That would be what you're going to be eating, because you want to try and eat at maintenance or slightly below maintenance, or you can take like 200 calories or 150 calories from that, coupled up with the things I spoke about earlier. Your training, you're eating your protein, you're getting your steps in, and your recovery. Honestly, consistency will be the thing that would actually just get you the results. I'm not gonna lie. My mentor always says this: you can go for a medical degree and you can study on your own for probably 20 to 25 years. However, you can also go to a university and study for 7 years. The difference between both those people is speed. And if you're ready to really break that cycle, and you've been skinny fat for years, you've been in that cycle, you probably now know why and know how to fix it, but you don't have a structured plan that would fit your lifestyle, not fight against it. You don't have something that complements your lifestyle. You don't even trust yourself to stick to the plan consistently. I'm genuinely going to tell you that you should book a call with the link. And I'll personally really love to hear from you and actually help you out to dial down your physique, to get you that physique you've always wanted. That's the end of the video. Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you keep on staying locked in and blessed.